Good afternoon, free Enterprise fans, and welcome to this exciting matchup in the Red Moon Waning bracket between Zilch and mikemike. Both runners on the verge of elimination. Loser for this race goes home and is out of the tournament for good. Winner gets to move on into the next round of the Red Moon Waning. My name is Xenocat. I am joined here in the booth by Deathlike. How are you doing this afternoon, Deathlike?
Doing okay. Trying to keep up with all the things. I see a DKC start, so that's gonna be that'll be something. It'll feel more like a Blue Moon start to some degree because DKC needs a little TLC to get online. That means Mount Ordeals mandatory, and with the bosses that we have tonight, this afternoon, there's gonna be a lot on that plate.
Yeah, DKC, Cecil is one of those characters who's really nice once you get him turned into a paladin. Until then, not so great. But maybe we'll find some nice other characters as we go. But in the meantime, we do have an interesting boss list. We have to find DKC as well in the boss pool. That's exciting.
Yeah, surprise DKC in certain particular spots, particularly ones where they punch hard. That DKC becomes the real pain man. There's damage that you can't really avoid for the most part, and if you could only reduce the damage, that would be nice. But it's a strong attack. It's just much stronger on the boss version than your DKC.
Yeah, DKC as a boss is much scarier than DKC as a character. But speaking of the bosses, interesting that Golbez is not up at the top. Golbez is usually right up at the top of our boss list with the full gauntlet. But this, the Z generator managed to not roll Golbez, not just once, but twice. That is extremely rare for Golbez to be delayed that far down the objective list.
Well, until one of those two objectives are missing, we're not quite ready yet to go do the lottery and try our hand at that. But there's no Waterhag, so that's the only thing that would have actually made it at least semi-interesting. But we have bosses. A lot of actually tougher ones. I mean, the Full Gauntlet, Golbez are practically on the table. But Val is also a special one. Especially if we get a bunch of mages, Kane starts to become really feeling necessary. And hey, we start with a Sid to go with our mom boss at Baron.
Yep, Sid is a great early game character. Even with that starting wooden hammer, he will do just fine. Mom Bomb is honestly, I'm not terribly disappointed to see her there. She's annoying wherever she is, so the Bygone spot, not the worst place for her to be, and we get to start with the sad Ruby. It's usually one of those things. Hey, free character, but no. In this flag set, there are no characters that you can pick up for free outside of the ones that you actually are free, like Mysidia, which mikemike and Zilch has decided. I'd like to know who my party members are, and a Yang with a Bard. So this is starting to. We're starting a reject percentage seed. This is interesting. Yes. I can't wait to see what our other characters are, because at this point I am like, Cecil's good. Once he's a paladin. Sid is fine. Yang will be good when we get him levels, but we need someone to do early game damage. Or something. And we still don't have a white mage yet. I'm starting to get concerned.
Well, we'll figure out what kind of mage we'll pick up. I think the real challenge is to figure. Hey, there's a mage.
she can cast white magic. That'll solve everything. I think.
Yes, no, this party is now perfectly viable. We found Rydia. We don't even need the other two characters. We can take this party as is, no class change, and fight Zeromus.
I'm totally excited. For this flag set, I mean, you can only get DKC, Edge, or Fu, and if they don't show up, well, you're not going to find them. So the main characters left are kind of will dictate what decisions you make. But hey, there's a Rosa, so the true white mage showing up at when you least need it. Well, actually, when you need direly.
Yes, finally we have a real white mage, and Edward is going home because Edward, no thank you. This is actually an interesting party setup because I would be very tempted here to, if Tella is our final character and we can get an early darkness crystal, set up a slingshot on that Rydia and Cecil.
That's an interesting take. Hey,
it's the mirror match. We found them.
Well, the DKC will at least go burr because the spot Octomam is super fast at the spot naturally until you slow Octomam down. In which case, then Octomam becomes slow as molasses. Here, it's fine. Not the damage, not really threatening. And hey, Rydia is taking a nap, so that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. She doesn't need this experience.
I think I'll probably see a Mount Hobs trip in the front door. Hoping for rolling a decent summon. I think popular summon to hope to pick up would be like a Scythe. There are certainly others, but they will not include Leviathan or Bahamut. I mean, the top tier summons that the summons that would make a seed go smooth and not have to worry about too many things.
Yeah, Self is definitely the summon I would be looking for primarily on Hobs. Titan is just kind of although I would take it. Asura I would be more excited about if we didn't have Rosa. But with Rosa, it's a little less important. And anything else that we find there, I mean, Jin, Indra, or Shiva are okay. And then we get down to summons like Mage. I'm sorry, Mage. Sorry, no, just no.
When you have summons that actually have to check for the boss bit, well, that's unfortunate. It's like, I'm a summon. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you get. I mean, I think Cockatrice is probably the other one, but at least for normal battles, you can.
Cockatrice can like instant kill a Dark Imp. That's useful. Mage can't do that. Mage is sad. Imp is also a little bit of a womp.
That's an interesting pickup by Zilch. There's a curse ring.
Ooh, that is very nice. And doesn't have to worry about anchoring anymore. Especially if that Sid stays in the party. And Mike pulling a defense sword out of an untrapped chest in Eblan Castle. I might just consider that good enough, especially since we're on T-Pro. And the loot isn't quite to the point where Eblan Castle is essentially a basically guaranteed holy sword.
I guess Mike's still looting. Found only one of the Lamia chest, trying to figure out, how much more loot can I gamble for? Artemis bow, certainly top tier bow, will kind of hinder any mage that equips it a little bit. So it's probably not the worst thing for a mage. The penalty is it's there, but it's not quite heroin robe level. So still solid weapon. We have Rosa, so hey, why not?
I mean, I'd give it to Sid. Sid doesn't care about having lowered magic power because Sid doesn't cast magic.
Yep, it suddenly magic evasion, magic defense. It's suddenly Yang, completely Yang. He has actually tiny bit of magic evasion, but rarely ever touches that. So it's kind of, but yeah, with all the power stats that you bring, strength and agility, those are the ones that build multipliers. It builds character, and Sid becomes a real character with an Artemis bow.
Yes. But we do have Zilch finding Leviathan here in the Antlion cave, and this fight's not going super well. I mean, Sid is doing well.
I think I just found Mike picked up a scythe. This battle going not so swimmingly. Right now Ice 2, while base level not still can take characters down, and we found a second white mage. Mike decided, no, I have best mage. It's all right.
We don't really need Porum, but that is the hook from Antlion, so don't fade Antlion today.
Well, we have to. Well, the Antlion will show up sooner or later. For runners, probably sooner. But moon journeys and Antlines are synonymous with each other. So maybe we'll see Antlion on the moon. We'll check back in maybe an hour later.
Mike also picked up a black sword on Mount Ordeals, which means that Dark Knight Cecil can be useful for a little bit.
Yeah, for a lot of bosses without the boss, but the black sword is super efficient, and we found her Val. At least this is a spot where we can use magic even in spin mode. So this is a nice place to find Val. Except I think Mike's starting a little bit behind, didn't heal up, so this could be problematic.
Yeah, you can't hit her with physicals here, Mike. This is not going to work. And hi Blarg.
It's that's at least we'll come back. Never. Nope. Val.
Yeah.
It's not required, so no worries there. The Val will have usually need something like a 4 attack multiplier, and the only character that would at best possess that is Sid. Though Sid probably will have it wrong, but I think Rose is the best character for this particular situation, but she's also in the middle slot, so that is not helping. With the DKC in front, will not really contribute because not enough multipliers. The Yang in the back, who's not even in the front row, this is probably could end in a reset unless Rosa saves everyone's bacon, and that will take a little bit of time either way.
Yeah, I'm not sure Rosa is going to be able to get through this on her own.
I think Mike did get some decent. Probably swapped in the Artemis bow, but this
is Artemis bow and iron arrows, I think, still, which is not ideal.
Yeah, I mean, you can just get any arrows from the chests, and that would probably be an upgrade over our base weapon. So in the red flag, you would normally see naked for Blue Moon. Every character is getting their original equipment when they start. So iron arrows, great for speeding up dark elf check. Terrible for everything else. So
yeah. Add on to that, this fight just being honestly just kind of slow. I mean, this is one of those situations where if you'd kept Rydia up, Rydia with Sylph would be able to tear through this Valvalis.
Yeah, and right now, there's only 2 characters upright. Both DKC and Yang partially there. This gonna end pretty quickly. Rosa might actually get it up. We'll find out. But I think Zilch did the football gauntlet spot with the Mylon. And hey, speaking of that,
well, Rosa made it through Valvalis, and no one else did.
I think the worst part is I don't think you can heal. I don't think tents heal statuses.
They do. Tents will cure the stone. They won't revive Rydia, but they would cure the stone.
This is like one of the problems. I was trying to heal up the stone character, which
unfortunately we don't have a tent, so we're walking back down this mountain.
No, well,
I hope. No, we're not. Mike, I don't think you can solo Yang.
If that first initial hit is an indicator, maybe this is doable, but this is going to be even slower than possible. That's unfortunate.
This is going to be a rather slow karate fight. Meanwhile, Zilch gets the pass from Fabul, so Fabul is kind of nice, but totally fadeable.
But still worth doing. Pass being the thing that makes your LST dive a little more comfortable. So I can't say no to a pass. But hey, the kick around the world, very popular, popular vision to see. How does the kick work like that? It's incredible.
Yeah, Yang is kicking with so much force. He's traveling all the way around the world and just that one animation, and somehow Rosa's defense is so strong that she only takes 27 damage.
Yeah, the kick's not actually strong as you'd think it would be, especially can also be mitigated significantly by defense. So, when you see the misses, it's not because kicks can miss per se, it's just that there's not enough raw attack power to go through the defense, especially with the character being back row. But the Yang, that karate, he's gone. So that's fortunate for Mike, and we'll get a free refill before the fight on the altar.
Yeah, Zilch doing some shopping in Silvera finds some heal potions that I bet Mike wishes he had right now. And also a Thunderclaw.
The ultimate claw. You can't leave Yang without one of those. Though right now probably haven't found a boss that yet that will be useful. Hey, that pan. Hey, don't have to worry about fading Scythe Cave when we reach the underground.
Yeah, that pan might actually incentivize Mike to just fade Fabul entirely on the overworld. Depending on how he feels about his levels. And hi, it's Blake.
Hi, Plague. Bye, Plague. Rosa will just do work and don't have to worry about anything. I think Rosa's just dominating this seed. That's actually impressive considering what we've seen so far.
She just needs better arrows, and she's going to be so good.
Yeah. I think Zilch also yeeted the Porum, so it's starting to look a lot like that. I don't think Zilch has peaked Watery Pass and will not find that right. Maybe that might change later, but I think looks set to probably have this particular party. A Porum would probably be nice, but I guess there are plans for Eddie, maybe.
Perhaps saving for a potential Spoon. I don't know, though. I'm not the biggest fan of Spoonward on Red Moon just because of the lack of the back row glitch. Meaning that you're going to have to stick that Edward in the front row and commit to... with this party it's fine because Cecil can commit to covering. But it's just kind of rough. And Zilch decides that Valvalis at Ordeals 1, not something he wants to deal with right now. So that's unfortunate.
Well, the key item, we don't know what will turn out, but it's not looking appealing. But on the same note, this is where the hook is not going to be. Mike has not visited Antlion Cave, so clearly Mike knows the particular rule. Hey, bosses like Val, Golbez, and Blarg, Wyvern, can't gate the hook. So we know where Blarg is, and we still don't know where Golbez is, but won't be definitely, obviously, not going to be a problem.
Yeah, no, Zilch knows that he has the hook, and Ordeals can't get underground access, but Ordeals gates Paladin Cecil. Zilch wants Paladin Cecil. Not having Paladin Cecil is really bad.
Yeah, it's kind of essentially
So,
it's power gating.
It's Rydia's time to shine for Zilch, and this, I mean, could get through this Val, but I think the real difference is that arty bow that Mike found in Eblan Castle that Zilch doesn't have has been the big difference, really, because that arty bow is what let Rosa do that much damage.
Yeah, but I think Zilch will probably try to find a way to get Rydia the levels getting Scythe, but base Rydia completely not having enough MP. Well, actually, the Scythe glitch is not even on, so a cast will consume.
You get one cast. Your cast actually costs 25 MP because we turned that glitch off. As opposed to the vanilla game where you can just cast Sylph indefinitely and it just works. As long as it hits, you get your MP back.
But this time, this time only life glitch online. So yeah, don't expect too many glitches appearing. I mean, we've covered all of them. Oh, even the warp glitch that's also not on, and found a free Thunderclaw in the Baron in treasure. So yeah, that's nice. Although having bought the Thunderclaw, feeling a little bad, but it's okay.
Yeah. We do see Zilch finding Asura here at the first spot in the Baron Inn. And does have an Elven Bow. So we'll be able to do some real good, nice damage to her with that Mage Slaying gear.
The Baron Guard spot not too tough. It's a little bit above 400. Usually easy to take care of. So Rosa one-shotting Azure easy enough. The second part, that's gonna
want
something to slow you down.
Time for some slow orbs with lots of hit points. Yay!
Yeah, orbs. The smaller orbs not getting the bulk. I think that is a kind of an interesting ratio. I think like the base CPU is like 20,000 HP normally, and the smaller orbs with 2,000, so it's like a tenth. So they only have 300 HP to take care of. So this spot having 4,000 split among, not too shabby, but
that 333 hit points on each of the smaller orbs, and then roughly 3,333 hit points on the big orb.
Yeah, math on stream. We'll try to keep it down to a minimum, but yeah, Ether, an expensive Ether too on Rydia. Yeah, that's your options are limited, and having to use an Ether 2 when it does quite a bit of healing, that's expensive, but probably trying to get this done as soon as possible, especially with Rosa trying to do her best, not with the arty bow that Mike has, and Mike will probably have a smoother time taking care of CPU when he reaches that point.
Yeah, Mike also does have the advantage of this defense sword Cecil that is fully online. So his party is just set up better at this point to clear through these checks.
This is one of those seeds when you have a DKC start, like that, the early looting helps a lot, especially for characters that are not Cecil. I mean, yeah, what you want some decent power, like maybe an Ogre X for Sid, and maybe a Cat Claw for Yang, and maybe a decent summon on Rydia, like a Leviathan. That would help go a long way against something like CPU. So in this case, the arty bow is will magnify Mike's advantage over Zilch.
Yeah, no, Mike has bought an Ogre Axe for Sid as well. Seems intent on using Sid to do damage this seed.
I mean, given the characters, hey, item for character not in seed.
I love it. So cute. That's 33,000 GP.
Hooray!
Yay! So glad we sat through CPU for that.
And it's not even a required boss. I mean, if it was a required boss, I mean, it's like just take it on the chin. It's okay. It's okay.
but Zilch, I guess getting a second attempt, might as well. There's some XP on the table. Might have to think about, using that early siren that was part of the startup kit. I mean, that, while not the ideal use, but sometimes you just need the experience now, and that might be a thing that Zilch might need to consider given the situation.
Yeah, Zilch is really relying on Sylph damage here for this Valvalis, and I'm just not sure Rydia has enough MP to cast Sylph enough times to get through this fight.
I think it probably might be 2, and probably need to stretch Rosa to do some damage. Especially this spot not affected by magic, not worried about magic evasion through the roof in spin form, and this is one of the few spots where you can, in vanilla, you can steal MP from Mylon, and that means that translates to Val is vulnerable. So, and a boss that we do need.
Yeah, those vampires that Zilch bought are going to be helping out a lot in this fight. Meanwhile, Mike has destroyed Quarter Leg in Mist Cave. Turns out when you cram all 4 of the elements into Mist Cave and give them each like 100 hit points, they're not very threatening.
What? You can't be serious. I thought all the elements would be that powerful. But wait, what's wrong? No.
Yeah.
Demyst bot, first boss that you ever see. That's hard to distribute all of that HP. There isn't that much HP to go around.
Yeah, the elements should have just not bothered teaming up, because by teaming up, they made themselves weaker.
Wait, but the power of teamwork. What?
No.
Oh.
The power of teamwork is Mylon sits there, gets hit, runs away. Ruby comes out, gets hit, runs away. Kainazo and Val don't even bother fighting because they're like, oh, I don't feel like it.
I mean, we had Rosa, do all the work on Ordeals. I mean, she's the answer. Clearly, it's all on one character to do all the work. So maybe Rosa has shown us the way. That's that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Heck, the power of teamwork. Only Rosa.
Yep. Team Rosa. No, not Team DKC. No, not Team Rydia. No, it's Team Rosa. A one archer band. That's what it is.
Yes, Rosa is the only character who matters.
So Zilch having a better time at it, a lot better weapons. I mean, Sid having, I think, an Ogre Axe. Rydia needed to borrow some MP from Rosa, because don't need a heal when the kicks don't hurt. So that's alright.
Yeah, also Rosa's busy attacking. She doesn't need that MP. We have Sylph. But yeah, Mike has cleared the overworld and is at this point beginning his hook route dive. Feeling comfortable not worrying about the trap chests in Eblan Castle. I mean, with the defense sword, again, I think that's a very defensible play.
We get second loot. We have hourglasses. Obviously, if we don't use it for finish looting Eblan Castle, we can definitely see use in the grind. But looks like, let's finish off the castle. Hoping for some actual burr. That it's always on the table. Not as likely, but it's still tempting.
That, and there's some decent experience here, and Mike's party is a little wanting from experience, given that Rosa is the only character who made it through Mount Ordeals. No one else in this party made it through Mount Ordeals. They need some levels.
Yep, it's Rosa. It's only Rosa and friends. That right? That's the ticket. Rosa and friends, just like Fu and friends.
And Mylon and friends.
It's the friends we make along the way. That.
I think Defense Sword Cecil might have graduated from friend status.
It probably needs a little help. It's okay. I mean, on par with Sid, but Rosa doing the same amount of damage. Everyone else is like, this is not like I'm like a sarcastic. I'm contributing. No, she's really helping.
So Sid and Cecil have finally become equals to the power of Rosa.
I think that there will be some point where probably going to have to move Sid away from the front. I mean, Sid has a decent weapon, so Yang probably not as useful. But later down this path, we'll have to see Yang move in the front. Yang, without any back row equipment, can kind of. There are ways to get Yang to be back row compatible, but there is no ninja, so it's not possible.
Yeah, and even if we did, the back row glitch isn't on, so we would have to keep that weapon equipped for the entirety of the seed to keep the back row glitch, or to keep the back row bit.
I actually, I cannot. Can you? What kind of music do you think a karate man would have with a harp? Just asking for a friend.
I don't know. I think we definitely get some like wild strumming that's not particularly. I think there'd be less precision than you might get from a bard.
So at least with the Ogre X, Sid will probably do most of the work. Could probably, Cecil could have it, but Sid needs some help. So Ogre X it is. Ogre X doing a lot of the work. The Eblan kind of grind. It's kind of an indirect grind. Like a lot of if you've ever wondered, if you have charm equipment like a charm claw or the charm spell, you could pretty much do some decent work in Eblan.
Yeah, unfortunately, Eblan has not been paying out. That was an elixir from the Mad Ogres.
So you're saying we just picked up something we'll just keep to the Z fight? Is that I guess we can hoard all of the elixirs. Also,
shoutouts to Elements Mylon for actually getting healed by the Cure 3 pot and not dying.
The elements. One of the quirks about the battle script is that the properties aren't actually set for the initial phase for Mylon Z and Kinazo. So Mylon isn't actually undead until Mylon gets a turn. That's the fun part. And also the weaknesses are also on the table too. So he isn't actually quick to fire for the first couple moments. So sometimes it's a thing.
Yeah, he's annoying like that. Anyway, Mike is now getting through the third trap chest in Eblan Castle. What will we get? The suspense is killing me. Oh, thanks. One of the black cats dropped a coffin.
Yeah, they actually drop coffins normally, but we could use it on the Porum that we ditched along the way. At least according to some runners. So it's
or we could use it on something actually productive.
We'll find a use. Well, soon.
Yeah, but Mike not getting really anything of value from the trap chest at Eblan Castle. You know what? I say heck the Eblan Castle trap chests. We don't need them. Just only loot the untrapped chests because those are always great.
At this point, gambling on the trap chest, Mike is more than strong enough to deal with all the with basically giants here and in the Tower of Babil going towards the underground. But this is, if you think about it, just the Charm Claw or whatever, or pretty much any giant killing weapon, they become really popular in this route.
Yeah, and oh my, that is definitely a boss to find at the Ruby spot.
Yeah, Magus Sisters will be a challenge. I mean, you may have to cut through Mindy to get to Cindy in the middle, because as Cindy is the prime character you want gone as soon as possible, and you can't. I don't think we have enough equipment to do any real shenanigans with either sister.
Zilch did see a mute knife, I think, in one of the shops, but I don't think Mike has seen that mute knife. I mean, that rune ring will help, I guess, with Cindy's punches on one character. But yeah, we don't have any mage killing gear. This is kind of rough.
So it's gonna be will end up being a slog. The magic power not too frightening. It's just be kind of a slow fight. It's not quite CPU, but it's will be kind of tough. You don't have the. I mean, outside of I don't think Mike's found an elven bow, right, or mute arrows. So I think there might be a silent staff. I think Zilch had a silent staff.
There might be a silent staff, but I suppose you probably want Rosa hitting with a silent staff over Artie bow iron arrows, because that is currently Mike's alternative.
Well, young Rydia can do this, but right now is the current anchor, so probably not on the table. But you can see that on Zilch's Rydia, but unfortunately that's not a back row compatible weapon, so the effectiveness not as good. We have to kind of use Cecil covering and doing front row damage. And hey, Dragoon Spear, but no.
I love it. More things we can't use.
It's sometimes there are gems where you roll something, get items rolled for you, and at least the life staff that Mike's picked up, hey, it's actually worth
we
something.
Can use that. So far, that life staff is really vying for best trap chest reward. So far, it's competing with the coffin, in my opinion.
Life and death, yeah, those two competing things. I totally agree.
I think those are the two best rewards we've gotten.
Yeah, this looks a lot, really much at this point, desperation looting, hoping for something of use. And at this point, I mean, we'll probably get some decent cash, but totally not the value. Being like, hey, dancing knife, Rydia could use it, I guess.
Yeah, I think I see a comment that the elixir is nice. I'd like the elixir more if we didn't start with two of them.
Yeah, it's what. When you're hoarding items, you already have it. Getting, number two, it's cool. It's nice. So, man, there's so much Hanzo steel, but no edge. I mean, this seed is delivering.
Well, why would we need an edge? We can just sell the Hanzo steel and make money. That's the goal. That's the goal of the game, right? To make a lot of money.
Yeah, you know what? That could be a fun flag. That
it's race to 1 million GP.
That's an objective. Just gotta buy your way to the 2Z. That's the game. We could. Wait, that's not
payable
an option.
Golbez, except it works on Zeromis.
Pay Golbez to go away, go bye-bye? That would be cool. But payable Golbez is a cool, fun flag. That can't be...
Yes.
Not something we're going to do here, but hey, it's... Well, checking the last chest, there's just so much of nothing, and Waterhag.
Oh, that is a Waterhag. We know that that's not Gauntlet, because Gauntlet would have 2 blue robes at this location. So at least this spot is free.
Still punches hard, but only takes 3 hits, and then Waterhag goes away, which is fortunate. But unfortunately, this spot having no XP, an all Gauntlet. Here, why don't we just start our grind early? I would have appreciated an early grind. Would you enjoy a grind here or someplace else?
I mean, I would appreciate just getting some experience, because this bot normally doesn't give any. Also, you know, getting the alt gauntlet out of the way being an objective is kind of nice, but nope, we saved that for later.
Yeah, we can have more fun alt gauntlets, like, you know, Ogo, Giant 2, maybe Giant 1. You know, there are plenty of spaces to put the best alt gauntlet that we can find.
Yes, there are so many fun places for the gauntlet to be, and good job, Sandy. Sandy failed to punch Rydia. This is amazing.
Eventually, Rydia will be taken care of. It doesn't have to be now. Rydia doesn't need her nap now. Just she needs another 5-10 minutes. You know, just to do something. I don't know what. She's thinking. I don't know what but that's okay. And yes, she'll get a free wall. That's totally nice of the Magus Sisters. We can, Rydia will certainly make the most of that.
Yes, she's going to take such good advantage of that.
So we kind of wish it was, you know, without any weapons. There's just this is, you know, it kind of feels vanilla-ish when you consider the original fight. I mean, you have 3 of the original characters that would have participated, and they're not as effective. You can't do much. You can't back row glitch. You can't. And you're trying to hit, you know, the middle character. So this is gonna turn out to be really slow. The half damage all across the board.
This is just a slog.
I actually like let Rydia hit things, but what would she use, and how many levels did she pick up? In Mike's case,
I don't think we let level 1 Rydia hit things. And nope, she is going to take a nap now. She's done.
I'm starting to think. Sometimes runners typically, like, some are top tier runners. They do less shopping, so sometimes it works out. Oftentimes it does. It's time saving. You didn't shop. You didn't spend time. It's a thing. But then there's the times where you're kind of hoping for anything, any decent weapon, anything. And I think the bow and arrow is flipped, so that means only 80% effectiveness for the Rosa.
But more importantly, Mike used the Berserk Glitch to basically get Berserk Glitch Sid with that Artie Bow combo. So Rosa can also use the Artie Bow, while Sid is punching with the strength of the Artemis bow.
He's doing his best Yang impression. I applaud that.
Sid is doing a better Yang impression than Yang.
You having the essentially the bow and arrow transference. It's actually improving the overall DPS. So this, just taking advantage of glitches. There are just plenty of them to go around. Berserk having its fill. Definitely speeding up the fight for Mike. Zilch will have a better time, at least with the Rosa having an Elven bow. Probably might not be doing the same kinds of things that Mike is doing. So it will be a different kind of fight for Zilch.
Yeah, Zilch also notably has actual arrows that are not iron arrows or Medusa arrows, because those are the types of arrows that Mike had.
I think the worst part about the Medusa arrows, well, yes, it can for essentially non-boss bit enemies vulnerable to stone. They're excellent, but it has the side effect of also being the lowest powered attack powered of an arrow. So it's worse than iron. That's all you need to know. And this is going down pretty quickly for Mike, and not in a good way.
Yeah, that Sid going down is really unfortunate.
I think this is a toss back. Rosa probably not going to be doing DPS. Just to swap it back. Just hey, need more characters for probably revive because that fire 2 will. I think there's some dragon equipment, so Cecil actually is pretty safe until the virus comes around.
Yeah, but the other party members are not so safe.
I think there was at least 2 pieces of Dragoon armor. Probably could have given one piece to Sid, but I don't. And that could be helpful, but I don't. But I think usually you want to give a lot of the heavy, all of your heavy gear to Cecil, so he can do all the cover strats. Although this fight kind of doesn't really stress cover strats at all, really, because Sydney not doing too much damage, not concerned because the bulk of the damage is magical. So
yeah.
It's not the kind of fights not the fight you're looking for. But hey, you still have to get to the underground by hook or by crook.
Yep. Okay, Mindy has gone down again for Mike. This is good. A little bit of a reprieve from the spell slinging. I don't remember quite the ratio, but I think in the original, something like they both, I think Sandy and Mindy have around a little bit above 2,000, 2,500. And yeah, it's about a 2-to-1 ratio on Cindy to the other 2 sisters. But Cindy's down now. Mike is almost through this fight.
Hey, that's the only spell worth worrying about not affecting our Zerkers, as that would slow the fight down. But Mike getting there in around 43.5 minutes. So yeah, that's given this seed. This is pretty good timing considering all what has been
given that grind, that Magus Sisters grind. Yeah, I'll take it. Plus, got an extra 16,000 experience from the fight. Just from the sisters getting revived.
Remember Orb grind? How about Sisters grind? And there's some squid on that table on the other side. Not going to be on our list of our curated boss list. Octomammoth not a part of that list. Actually, typically a lot of the bosses on that list are ones that you just can't take down that easily for the most part. I think Waterhag being the exception, and Demyst not part of that list because, hey, Demyst sometimes gates a him. Probably not worth adding to that list because Demyst is a pain. CPU, on the other hand, will still be around for that list.
Yeah, CPU is nasty for sure. Just because it takes forever. But we do see Mike heading directly to the Sylph Cave. Looking to check that panbonk, see what the Sylphs have for him, and then maybe we'll see him continue through the rest of this underground, see what's happening in the Feymarch and Dwarf Castle.
I think Mike's probably looking for a tower key just to make life a little bit easier in terms of routing. I mean, the tower key when doing the pan is actually kind of a nice, hey, it's right next door. It'd be nice, but no, it's a package. But hey, one more boss check on the table. Not the worst thing, but probably might not get immediate play.
Yeah, that is a boss check that is behind 2 minutes of cutscene. That's not very attractive as a check to do. And it looks like Mike is going to skip the Feymarch for now. Going to do some shopping in Tomra first.
Are we hoping for a job dwarf check that is cat claws that buy it immediately, buy it now.
And oh my goodness, it's samurai arrows. That's a huge upgrade for Mike.
I mean, anything is better than the worst attack power arrows ever. So
yes, samurai arrows are a huge upgrade from Iron and Medusa. But now you can't afford 10 Bacchuses. Oh no! Oh wait, we have a bunch of Hanzo steel to sell.
Yeah, hey, all that looting,
It's paying off now! Hooray! Getting close to that 1 million. We're gonna do something with that, and it's all the drinking, all the wine drinking. Everyone. We're gonna have a real party Z fight with all that wine. It's gonna be exciting.
Yep. No job dwarf check, unfortunately. Mike not validating the seed. That's not. Ugh.
That's not fair. That's why.
No.
Well, we have.
We want job dwarf.
Yeah. What if job dwarf is final boss? I don't know. It could happen. It has happened. Yeah. So right now, Mike probably will just at least peek the spot. Sometimes you might be fortunate, get some free bosses, some free XP, free key item checks, and hey, now Steelcade is on the table.
I mean, that's nice. It's another boss check, another key item check to do for a potential tower key before heading back up to the overworld. These things are good.
Yeah. That's actually a pretty good armor shop. I mean, you have black belt, Sork robe, ninja hats, and those are not top tier, but can be useful, especially given with all the money we have. And one free and one not free.
Yep. Looks like Mike is healing up to take on this King Queen without just instantly dying to the fire twos.
Well, we have life potions. I mean, those are cures of sorts.
Yeah, but I would rather not end up in a life pot roulette situation if I don't have to. And this is very much a situation where you don't have to.
Yeah, the life potions, well, certainly on the shopping list of many. Like buying a set or two, just because you never know you'll need them for even like say King Ryu grind. You'll try to use the life glitch to the, or maybe a D machine. Although at this stage, the D machine not on the table because no old man to facilitate the weak to make life easier.
Yeah, Zilch now heading into the Feymarch. I think Zilch also did not check the job dwarf. This is very upsetting. No job dwarf. How dare they?
What if job dwarf appeared in another location? So we can, because he's out of the way. Why is he in a room full of loot? Why?
Oh, King Queen Eblan, you shouldn't have. We definitely wanted that lunar staff.
I guess Rydia could use it. I mean,
she can use it. Yeah, we haven't done Dwarf Castle yet. She could use it.
I mean, if you like.
And I guess Zilch doesn't have a life staff, so I guess that's useful. I don't think Zilch did the Mad Ogre's chest.
Oh well, it's fine. Well, though, in this flag set, with the boss hunt, dwarf is a pretty popular stop for your boss hunt needs. To back-to-back bosses, very very much like Baron Inn. Especially with a boss hunt, that is it's usually a really solid check. Or probably sometimes for some runners, the first check to be done when coming underground. So it can be useful, but we can't take advantage of the warp glitch, unfortunately. So no extra key item.
No warp glitch on this flag set, unlike the Blue Moon flag set, which does have the warp glitch enabled. We don't let the Red Moon runners warp glitch. That would just be too nice. So
right now, Mike, having all that gear, preparing, removing the Medusa arrows from that Sid. Sid. Rarely do you ever see Sid kept up and getting an arty bow. So this is one of those seeds to cherish. That thing, and we'll see which guards, whether Baron or Kaipa. We haven't seen either yet, so we'll find out soon enough.
Yep. This looks like Baron guards. That's fine. Just two easily coffinable guards, or if we don't have the coffins, I mean, we have one of the coffins. We could use an hourglass to stop them. Might be worth it.
Yeah, the hourglasses usually worth picking. I think Mike's actually looking for them. Oh, no, they're finding the glove. Inventory.
This will be fine.
I mean, while we haven't seen the inventory boss, but that was a moment of, where's my item? Inventory management is certainly an advanced thing to worry about. Just hitting the start button sometimes isn't enough.
And unfortunately, you're not going to be able to get the Medusa proc without stopping it. So,
it's okay.
At least not with this anchoring setup.
It's all right. It's not right now. Not really concerned. At least the Baron Guard is stopped, so that makes it safe. Hourglasses make a lot of things safe, but hourglasses don't last forever, though.
They last long enough.
Yeah, for most fights, it's I think it's kind of those kind of runner's utility belt that you say you can't live without. And hey, alt gauntlets here.
Oh, fun! We found our gauntlet. And Zilch! Zilch spent all that money to buy Leviathan, and Rydia is about to learn it for free.
Well, but hey, sometimes you just don't know when it comes. But it's shopping what it is. That summon list. Rydia normally gets how many summons? Like 5 summons upon. So, and Leviathan is actually on the table, probably with the lowest weighting of all the summons possible to. So, but when you get it when you can get it for free, you could wait. But rando being rando.
Yeah, the advantage of this gauntlet is Zilch could be able to use Rydia to sweep through this gauntlet quite a bit faster than Mike is doing, since Mike doesn't really have AoE damage and has to punch down every enemy, but Mike does have a good head start going into this gauntlet.
Yeah. I mean, any sort of AoE usually comes from a black mage. Summons certainly apply as well, so kind of difficult to do. So usually in most cases you want to use a virus or Quake Kids Quake, and it usually does the job. But yeah, when it does feel a little bad sometimes, but not all gauntlets are the same. So some black mages don't come into their own until they get nuke. So and this is early, so nuke is usually not on the table.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it looks like Zilch's Rydia is in the lowest priority slot, which means that it's going to take a while to parry around to her every time to cast Leviathan, so Zilch might end up be in the same boat as Mike here, in terms of sweeping the gauntlet by individually hitting every enemy.
I think I saw an Earth Hammer in Zilch's inventory. That could actually speed it up a little bit. The Dark Imps...
Yeah, it could take out the Dark Imps, but everything else in this gauntlet is too strong for that Quake.
You can probably kick. That might. I'm not saying it's ideal, but you can speed that. I mean, that's the only AOE that exists on this team. It's a kick. Yeah, that command. That command that.
Yeah, that's not going to be strong enough at all.
I've done strong kicks, but requires
that requires a lot of levels. Yeah, we are nowhere near the levels to be kicking any of these enemies down.
Yeah, but you can probably do a few things. The Earth Hammer Plus kick would work, but not ideal.
That would work on the Dark Imps. Everything else here has too much health.
I think the only ones that actually have a lot of health are the Black Lizards. It's like they have around 700. A lot of these actually have around 300, a little bit like under 400 HP. So it's not as high as you'd think it'd be.
Yeah, the Earth Hammer is like 250.
Hey,
it's not great.
Hey, free magic is free magic.
It's enough for Dark Imps, and that's it. And okay, Dwarf Castle giving us the spoon. Thanks, Luca.
There might be it's kind of unlikely to see Edward being swapped back in. But there are situations like I think in a previous race earlier today. Well, probably not to spoil too much. Just there, having a spoon word isn't the worst thing if you're lacking in offense. Right now, this team has decent weapons, decent firepower. So it's probably not something not required, but if it's on the table, it's not a terrible choice.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the ability to cover with Cecil, Spoonword becomes actually sort of viable.
Yeah. So it looks like Mike's trying to cash in on the rest of Pan check. There's 2 key items that are potentially on the table. Hoping for something useful right now.
Yeah. We are starting to run out of checks. I mean, we have Sealed Cave, we have the Kainazo at Asura, and we have Keyless Tower. And these 2 pan checks.
Yeah, those key items, well, not as the focus, but you still have to remember, hey, we still need that. And Sheila has the goods.
Sheila has given us the goods. That's a Rat Tail and a Darkness Crystal. I'd imagine we probably turn in the Rat Tail around now just to make sure that, we're not missing something really obvious. And then otherwise, we have access to the moon. But we've only got 4 bosses.
I think it probably makes a lot of sense to still finish whatever underground checks at all possible, including the rat turn-in. Hope for trying to get to the 10 key items needed for the double XP that comes with it. So, right now,
yeah, I would probably do Rat Tail and Sealed Cave just because there's boss info there. I think I would definitely stand by Mike's decision to fade Keyless Tower and that Kainazo. Those are kind of rude and not objectives. Heck them.
Yeah, fading Feymarch is a kind of a popular theme in this flag set. Yeah, there's a boss, but I mean, when it's fun to think. Most of the time, the Feymarch bosses probably won't be having the key item gating something that's necessary in the seed. So typically, a lot of the Feymarch bosses get faded when darkness is available. In this case, from Sheila too. So it makes a lot of sense to just kind of fade them if you don't have to do them.
Yeah. We do see Mike heading into Mysidia to pick up a new character. This could either be Spoonword or it could be Porum, and it's Spoonword time.
See, I'm sure
this makes me so happy.
I mean, I'm telepathically communicating Spoonword.
I'm a little sad that Yang got ditched as opposed to Sid, but you know what? Spoonword's fine.
I think it depends on the consistency. I mean, I think a Yang long term makes a lot more sense than Sid, and the potential for Yang will scale better. But there's something to be said about Sid. I mean, both the kind of do in terms of functionally, they have they're tanks. They have HP. They punch. They're berserkers. I mean, and Yang will punch will be faster at punching than Sid. But I guess it'll be a toss-up in the grand scheme of things. Yeah.
Sid is better right now. Yang is better long term. Is really the difference.
I mean, there is the option to using a curse ring. Although I think only Zilch picked up the curse ring.
Mike doesn't have the curse ring, but Rydia at base level is plenty slow for Mike's anchoring purposes.
So Mike doing the peak. Obviously, it's a sparkle, and we do need sparkles.
We do need 2 more. There are 2 sparkles. There is a 2/3 chance that this is a sparkle we need.
And then there's what's on the table that we haven't faced. I think it's Plague.
It's Paled Him, I think, is the wrong sparkle. But this is Ogo, which is very disgusting, but also required.
Yeah, so for spots that a boss, this is the Bahamut spot where bosses don't normally punch. They're usually not balanced. So because the developers didn't have to balance them, they're fine. They're okay. For our runners, this is terrible because when they're unbalanced, they punch really hard, and so you see that Rydia, that 3K
Goodbye.
casual.
Goodbye, Rydia. 3,000 damage. That's fine.
Yeah. So
Zilch has checked the sealed cave. There was nothing there. It was a waste of time.
yeah, it's a sealed cave, kind of a one-off check, but it's reasonably quick, and sometimes you might need that key item, but neither. Oh, but this is starting to look like a reset, really very soon.
Yeah, that Cecil taking that punch is no good. Oh, and that big wave is gonna waste that elixir as well. I think at this point I'm out.
Probably.
Yeah.
Coming back later. This is not the time to do it.
That's not a fight that I would want to do right now. Although Mike is going to go give it another shot.
I'm not sure have we found sirens yet. No, with the whatever.
I think he did, but he is. Oh, he has 1 hourglass left. The gold dragons are still quite slow.
Oh, there's plenty of sirens. So okay, we'll just do a quick grind here and now because we really need the Edward to be really online. Yeah, Spoon is powerful, but levels make the Spoon really strong. So King Ryu's did work. Hey, thanks. Rydia needed a nap. Thanks for putting her to bed.
Yes, thank you, King Ryu's. Zilch now, having turned in the Shiva checks and gotten his Darkness Crystal and his Rat Tail, we'll see where he goes next. Looks like is going to show us what this Rat Tail gives.
Yeah, Mike didn't make that check. Decided, hey, Moon is where everything's at. So certainly a decision. There's sometimes not all turn-ins get you anything worthwhile. So might as well turn it in. Try to get to 10 key items, making the grind a little bit nicer. And sometimes it becomes really important key item, at least in this flex.
Yeah, that's probably relevant. That Baron key definitely would change my routing if I got that.
Yeah, with the current levels, much easier to take on than say King Ryu grind, which is kind of going at a snail's pace, unfortunately.
Yeah, Cecil kept hitting the back one, and that's not good.
Yeah,
because he does a lot less damage to the back one since it's in the back row.
Well, there's two things that work. There's two things that affect it. One thing is when a target is in the back row, they get double defense. Now, most monsters in Final Fantasy IV, they have a kind of negligible defense, but King Ryu's, they actually have numbers. They actually has an impact. So, if you've ever seen damage look like garbage in the back for the back King Ryu, that's the reason. They actually have sizable defenses. So, a low level Yang will have a really, really bad time. So, and that's on top of the accuracy penalty for hitting something in the back row.
Yeah, that all just makes that hitting the back gold dragon just really hurt. But Mike is headed back into this fight. Rosa going down is not what we want to see, but we do have some life potions, so we can get back up real quick. Now starting to set up berserks on these two Zerkers, the main Zerkers, which are Cecil and Edward.
I wonder if it makes more sense to, instead of trying to take this Ogo a second time, just do an LST dive, hope for some free bosses, and get the XP there to then come back and do this. It's one of those things where, take care of the objectives now, but sometimes you're not at the level you'd like to be, and maybe just the LST dive.
I mean, I think I would think that was more attractive if Mike wasn't out of hourglasses, and King, Queen, and Waterhag hadn't already been seen. We are very low on free bosses. The only free bosses that are left, I believe, are the Dolls, arguably, although not really free with Mike's party. The Dark Imps and the Kaipo Guards.
I'd still take my chances on that. There are...
And none of those are really free on the moon because Mike doesn't have hourglasses.
Well, we could just punch our way through it. That's all.
Yeah, they're going to be punching back really hard. I would say no.
I mean, well, okay, at least it's a commitment. Mom Bomb at least didn't go to the mini bombs taken down. I mean, that 10k HP. At this point, much more reasonable to chop through. Going directly to the Kinazo spot and hoping for a decent boss, and this is pretty free.
Dark Elf's fine, yeah. It's not required, but it's fine. Zilch will get through it easily. Mike does get through the Ogo this time, and it's just a Protect Ring, but at least the objective is done.
I did this all for a lousy Protect Ring. At least Bard's getting more defense. Edward needs all defense he can get. I mean, short of a glass helmet, which is really nice for any character needing immediate defense, but Protect Ring with the elemental protection, excluding holy, that is still pretty useful. I mean, you want all these spoons that that he can deal with. That kind of better than nothing.
Yeah, Mike is now going to be heading into the lunar subterrane. It looks like Mike, just take a nap in the whale, please.
You need the free. It's a free in, so it's nice to don't have to pay for it. But also, it's there if you need it. So, I mean, sometimes some runners just use tents, cabins, and don't care for the free in. That's fine. I mean, then try to save a few.
But this is Red Moon. We don't have tents and cabins on Red Moon. I mean, they can be available in shops, but most runners will just opt to not worry about finding them in shops and just go.
That is certainly true, and small character and a white mage holding the walls down. That's art.
Yes, Mike, it looks like is diving straight down. Definitely understandable, missing two bosses with a pass in hand. Wanting to check the dense stuff at the bottom, and Zilch so far not getting any value out of this Baron key with just a white spear in the pot.
I mean, I guess the seed is betraying them. With no Kane, I think we've seen a Dragoon Spear. I mean, this would also be good for Kane. No weapons for Cecil, but plenty of Hanzo Steel and spears for everyone else. So I guess that's fair.
Yes, no, Kane and Edge would be super well outfitted this seed. But we're not finding the Cecil stick. The big Cecil sticks. We have a defense sword, but nothing better.
Well, still, I think even though there's two bosses in Mike's case, this is definitely a guaranteed boss. It could be the boss that we're not looking for. And
it's the sparkle we're not looking for. Oh my goodness, Baron Basement just paled him. That means unless that paled him is guarding something that has value, that entire Baron Castle was a waste of time.
Yeah. It is the key item that gates the most boss checks and key items that are being gated. But not every seed will cooperate, and it looks like Mike found the Antlion on the moon.
Oh, good. We found Antlion in his natural habitat. Mike says no, thank you. I'm not fighting that.
Although. I think with the given bosses that are left, at some point we have to take them on. And
I mean, I would rather take that Mylon Z personally. I would be like, oh, Mylon Z, great, let's fight you.
Yeah, has the most experience in all of the boss spots.
Yeah,
so.
it skates. There's 2 key items there. It has a whole bunch of weaknesses, which we can not really exploit with Cecil and Spoonward, but that's fine. It takes a bit of time before it starts punching. That's honestly like a very nice fight compared to the Antlion, who's going to counter every single attack. And oh hey, look, it's the Dark Imps. Wow, I wish we had an hourglass left.
That's okay. We can just use the Medusa, or I guess we're just gonna get angry. That's the solution.
Just get angry. It's fine. They don't punch hard at all.
With Rydia not having any levels, if Rydia at least got to level 12 or 13, he would have access to Toad and would simplify the fight. But Rydia with no levels, she needs to take a nap soon. And Dark Rooms will oblige.
Yep, but they are also determined that Rosa and Edward need to be taking naps as well, and that's not good.
This is one of those situations where not having bought enough hourglasses is kind of punishing Mike. So
yeah, Mike I think has decided that Mylon is a friendlier fight, which it is. Only 1 punch per round as opposed to 3.
Yeah, there are there's a bit more equipment Cecil has access to kind of be not as punched to being Mylon being undead. But I don't think Mike Cecil has any of that. So I guess
no, we don't have access to any of the big holy swords. So Mylon Z is just taking regular damage from Cecil.
It's fine. It's okay. The spoon is the ultimate cutlery. That's what it is.
Yes, Spoon is doing work.
Would you consider the spoon in this game to be more of a spork, or is that?
I mean, technically, the spoon is supposed to be a knife, but
so, you're saying it's possible.
Yeah.
Being the spoon for Sweeney Bard, it's magical. And
anyway, we get to see what's at Kila's tower because Zilch made that play, and oh my goodness, it's the Earth Crystal.
I'm starting to wonder if that is a distraction at that point. Yeah, there's 2 bosses, and the key item that at the end of it certainly could be gating, could be gating one of our bosses. So it's not. Right now, looking like an appealing check, but we found Harp on the moon, so
Harp and Adamant, interesting. So yeah, that's another boss gating key item. We, between our 2 runners, have found every boss gating key item except the tower key. So between our 2 runners, we now know where everything is in terms of... we know that we could, if we had all the information both of our runners had together, we could be in face check mode.
But we're not, and that's
it. Yeah, they don't have the complete information, so I would not be surprised to see some of them continue to take bosses.
So, I mean, this is, for Mike is probably ripe for a giant check.
Yes, I would say finish up peeking the LST in this position, and then maybe go commit to giant, although I would feel a lot better about leaving the Lunar Subtrain if I had the Baron Key. And... Baron Key from the rat tail.
But that in itself, as we know, at least up to this point, is a trap. So
yes, and Mike has found Golbez. So okay, now I feel like much better about just leaving behind the moon because we have a twin harp to chase, we have a giant to chase. There's still a Murasame altar.
Yeah, probably worth doing that before trying to do giant.
Yes, Mura I would say Mura, then giant, then harp for Mike. In terms of what he has. Maybe we trade the rat tail before doing twin harp. Or maybe we even see a package before harp.
Yeah.
Or sealed cave, because Mike has not done sealed cave yet.
Yeah, there's just too many options, and that can be overwhelming at this stage. Like which check is going to get me there, and that's the those are the tough questions you have to kind of answer.
Yeah. Oh, important thing for Zilch. That Earth Crystal was his 10th key item, so Zilch is now able to get experience faster.
And
Mike
good time-
still, unfortunately, at 9. Even with... oh, no, Mike has 10 as well. Because of the Twin Harp and that Adamant. So, both of our runners have a full complement of 10 key items at this point.
Yeah, this spot, the Wyvern spot, not really strong on the magic, but with Golbez able to cast Lit 3, that is a pretty strong spell. I mean, so even with the minute amount of spell power, it's still can still one shot these characters at the current level. So you just can't ignore it.
Yeah, so Mike is using that wall spell from Rosa effectively, although now she's just healing herself to make sure that she can take a spell.
Yeah, egg grind and Zilch makes a lot of sense. I mean, you picked up 10th key item, and given what we've seen in the LST, this grind actually will save some Zilch a bit of time. I mean, Mike did wipe on the first Ogo attempt, so this will be time to be picked up by Zilch.
Yeah, a grind will definitely help out with the Ogo fight, and even those Dark Imps, if Zilch has more hourglasses, could be a huge time save, or even not, because Zilch does have that Rydia gaining levels. And Golbez, you have even more jokes for us. That's just another Dragoon Spear.
It's money. That's it, unfortunately. So the time to leave. We'll probably come back. If not, Giant right now is the probably most popular option outside of just trying to get that last one. And no, apparently
Mike is not checking Mura Altar, not checking Giant, going back to the blue planet. There's a Twin Harp and a package and a Luca key to check here.
Yeah,
and a rat tail to turn in, but
probably. I mean, there's more incentive for Mike not knowing where the Earth Crystal or the Tower Key is. So the rat tail looks at least a little bit more appealing to at least try his luck on. But no, this is the harp check.
Oh my goodness, this is, I think, Harp and Zot 1 maybe, which is, I mean, Mike is only needs one boss. Might be feeling behind from that Ogo wipe and is feeling like he needs to makes up some time with some cheeky checks. Little does he know, Zilch has not been to the moon yet and has been clearing other things, and Zilch is also going to get this Zot 1 boss shortly afterwards. But we'll be able to push through to Zot 2.
Yeah, I mean, the routing differences are pretty much dramatic here. I mean, considering the seed, and it's kind of moving Zilch in one direction, Mike in a different direction. So decisions made on on routing, you're kind of seeing the difference in a way. Mike is really just a face check away from go mode, where Zilch kind of like wondering, where are the boxes I need to complete the seed.
And that's part of it, is just Zilch just hasn't been up to the moon, where we know that there are 2 bosses, and unfortunately this Zot 1 play is not going to pay off for Mike. Zilch will be able to fight through this for one more boss check, but we'll see if that pays off. Mike not going to Harp. Understandable.
There certainly are other checks on the table, so it makes sense. And here, we're already in your mist. Might as well try that.
Yeah, we're in the area. Let's go check package. It's faster than Harp, so may as well check it, especially knowing that we don't need any more key items if we're willing to check every single boss spot that we have access to right now. Well, not really in Mike's case, because he doesn't have the Baron key in the Earth Crystal yet.
Well, we don't... Well, airships do actually get moved, at least depending on what airship is landed near. I think So this also includes the big whale, so you don't, soft lock yourself.
Yes.
Which is pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. Anyway. Yeah, Dr. Luge is not going to like the car wash.
But it's a free clean. free. Who can say no to that?
I mean, Dr. Luge can't because Rydia is forcing it on him. It's fine. Anyway, we have our package boss. Oh, that's a Ghost Piggy. That's Demyst at package! Oh boy!
The rare...
Mike has to take this. This could have the Earth Crystal, the Baron Key, or the Tower Key for him.
Yeah. Probably the only thing that we can reasonably guess from our knowledge is at best Tower Key. If it's not, yes. Well, that's...
Best case for Mike, this is Tower Key, but oh my goodness, that is spicy.
Yeah, it's one of those checks where, especially with Demyst, when we don't get in the Red Moon Flexit, we're not giving the free item from Bedward in Troya. No, Demyst Hunt is on the table. So that, and with the key items that are gating, that are still kind of at large right now, just being the Tower Key, still pretty important.
Yeah, that was super spicy there. Meanwhile, Zilch is giving us the piggy meta. Oh, we have yellow ears. We unfortunately know in the booth here that that's not going to be one of our required bosses at Zot 2.
I need to reread that post on the piggy ear meta.
Yeah, that is Ruby and D-Lunars would both be white ears. For Zilch, he doesn't know. Golbez would be yellow ears. So this could be Golbez as far as he knows. Anything else that he's looking for would be white ears and not yellow. But we just see Officer and Soldier. This is not the value you're looking for. And Mike is going to the Giant now.
Probably. Might as well. But did we check Mist? Was that?
I don't know if he did.
That was like the first thing you want to do. It Demyst. Go back. Check for key items.
I would be like at least check. He'll have to save after the package at Troya to set up for Harp, but is now going to go quickly save Scum Giant. I wonder if he's forgotten that he has not checked the Murasame altar.
That tends to happen, like especially that can happen.
There's still a Murasame altar there. You should maybe consider checking that altar.
I usually just try to go out of way so I don't accidentally fade it, and I usually like that check. Just it's a nice check. It's not.
Yeah, it's fast. It's really quite fast. It's going to be faster than the Giant check, especially if the boss is at CPU. But Zilch gets through this Zot, is hoping to see a Harp or a Tower Key here, probably. We know Harp can't be here, and it's... Oh, that's just a Crystal Gauntlet.
Yeah, so if you decided that Earth Crystal into Baron would have been a thing, no, that's a complete waste of time.
Do not do Earth Crystal into Baron. That is a huge time sink.
Yeah,
Zilch is now also going to check the package.
Oh, good.
Oh my goodness.
It's the worst boss that would be here, I think, would be actually D-Lunars, especially at this spot. But no, it's Blarg.
Okay, we have a Bahamut at the element spot. This is fairly free. It's going to take a while, but it's basically free. Mike should get through this without any real issue.
Yeah. I think we can probably save a Star Veil with Edward hiding. Although for the most part, we probably just want to get a wall so he can the Bard can contribute.
We're just gonna cast wall on a bunch of people and save our veils. And since they're zerked up, the walls won't wear off.
It certainly helps. Zerk usually doing a number on just kind of preventing things from happening. So like the count from ending. And I guess this case...
it's the same sort of situation here where the wall, because there's RA1 Zerkers, the wall on those Zerkers will never expire. Because there's too many other things happening constantly. So Rosa's going to put up a veil here, and then we can just sit back and let everything happen. Mike is going to take a turn to knock down Rydia. I don't think you needed to do that, Mike. I think the Mega Nuke is coming. I don't think you quite have the damage to skip a Mega Nuke. Yeah. Something tells me base level Rydia would not survive Mega Nuke even from this spot.
But it's Rydia. She can avoid all the things.
No. Not at base level.
Can't do anything at level 1. It's unfortunate.
Zilch getting the news about Demyst. My favorite part of the package check is that the piggy changes colors to match the boss. And so you get a preview of the Demyst being there because the piggy turns into a ghost right before Demyst walks in. It's great.
Ghost pigs.
And then after the fight, the pig is back to normal.
There is magic in the air, that is for sure.
Yep. Mike gets through the Bahamut fight. Honestly, might want to just keep those levels because that was the decent infusion of levels from this giant. I would not be surprised if this CPU spot isn't a rude boss. Even if it's not required, might even just sit through it just to be basically done with the grind. Although, probably doesn't need too many more levels at this point.
I mean, you need kind of all the levels to get the HP on Edward, and that's about the only reason you need the levels. But,
this is fair. Zilch is going to check Rydia's mom. Oh my goodness. Despite defeating Demyst at package second, we'll get through it first. And Mike, why are we fighting Evil Wallet CPU?
Well, hey, holding on to future boyfriend who is not in the seat. Rydia's boyfriend, not in this seat. So I guess it's something. But it's probably, it might be just easier to get this way out. I mean, the HP on Evil Wall isn't really that high, so it's a decent experience. So it'd probably be at least Mike's mind, it could be just, hey, I'll get a free grind to do before getting out instead of actually leaving. So, not saying this is the best idea, but it's a decision.
This is fine as long as the party doesn't fall over, and the party is falling over.
This might be a reset.
The party is very much falling over. I think it's time to reset. Evil Wall punches too hard.
This spot does actually.
We don't even get to keep the experience from the Bahamut. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Could be worse, but But I mean, the XP. I mean, it's kind of. It makes. I mean, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? That's.
Yeah, unfortunately, Evil Wall killed us. But yeah, we have 2 bosses located at the Super Cannon, Cave Magnus, and the Mura Altar.
So at this point, I think the Mura Altar is forgotten. Right now,
I feel like we should be going Mura Altar.
I know, I do too.
Mura Altar is 100% the correct play at this point. Although for Mike still has the Sealed Cave as well to check, and does not know about Zot 2 or Baron Castle.
Right now, it's Sealed Cave or Sealed Cave or Harp is right now the decision making. So Harp might be first.
I think that's the decision, and I would be all in on Harp. Although, Mike has not turned in the Rat Tail for the Baron Key, which we know is haunted. And West Tower Key is at the basement hold with a check. But Mike is going to do Harp.
Hooray!
I love this. Okay, and it just double checking the levels did save after Bahamut, so at least got those levels. That's good. I
mean, at least Mike is not being punished for the key item check after Demyst. So that's a fortunate thing. Like things, occasion that you forget don't come back to bite you. So that's okay.
Yes. Zilch meanwhile is going to go Giant first, which unfortunately we know is not the correct play. There is nothing of value in this Giant of Babil other than experience.
Giant experience.
Yes. But for Zilch, who has already done his grind, this may not be what he wants.
Yeah, but at least it'll be faster. It might not. I mean, in an ideal situation, like if Rydia already had nuke, then probably might not even get. Although actually no. I'll probably still get the Mega Nuke out. I'm just thinking if it was possible to chew through that max HP Bahamut at 65,000.
Yeah, I don't think with this team we're chewing through it that quickly.
And Mike's trying to. I'm just gonna wait for the sequence. So, that's fine. Well, I guess that's a better choice. Sid with the better HP pool will take out Rosa. So that will just be right after this.
Yep, and we are going to get to find out what our music is today. I am very excited for this check, as always.
Yep. Definitely all the music Xenocat has included. There's over 400. I think Calamity also has contributed quite a bit to this collection. So over 400 tunes. So stay tuned for DJ Spoony B's music.
And that was, I forget the name of the song, but that is some Earthbound music, and that was Value at the Twin Harp.
Yep. If you were part of Team Fade Harp, you would have also didn't care about picking up whatever was at the altar because we're just looking for bosses. Whatever it was doesn't matter, even if it may have been Burr. That's fine. We're going to Z. Call it a day.
Yep. Mike, where? Oh, grabbing a chocobo.
Got a swagabo all the way. All the way. And the Zilch will find out the self-evident. It's not here.
Yep. Unfortunately, your value is in another location.
So I think Zilch is kind of realizing, you know what? Probably have to go to the moon. That's not. I don't think there's much on the table. Though I think that was an accidental oops giant again.
Yeah.
I see Z flags in chat. You get what do those flags mean?
Well, I would guess they mean something to do with the final boss, Zeromus, who we don't move around in this randomizer because his script is big and scary and taking big bangs at places is rude. Honestly, I would just rather not see like some of these other bosses with bloated HP, but that's just me. But we always have the same final boss fight, except we have to randomize something about Zeromus, so we like to randomize his sprite. And I believe there's a question that goes along with that.
Yeah, are we taking a nap tonight? No. It's whose butt are we gonna kick tonight? And comes with side questions like, does it have a hat? Does it have a butt? Is it cute? You know,
what musical instrument does it play?
In the name of the moon, who is it we're fighting?
Oh my gosh, it is Seamus! Seamus is the best butt because it is cute. It has a hat. The hat is cute. Everything is correct. It plays maracas.
This is a seed you've been calling for. This
is. I don't care. This is the best butt.
Won't disagree with this one. This is a pretty, at least for me, it's a pretty good butt. Best, I don't know, but this is certainly a cute butt I enjoy seeing. This team heavily berserker laden. So we'll see Rosa on primarily on curing duty. Rydia will be taking a nap. She's done her job of the seed. I think for most of the seed, anyways. Just taking a nap. That's okay. Z will see to that. Sid being doing cure duty, which is, you gotta have second cure, second white mage in the form of cure potions.
Yeah, I think this fight's gonna be fine.
Spoon were doing actual work. Cecil not having the weapons, and Zilch. Common, like a lot of runners on this flex set, peeking cave value and checking what the sparkle is, and finding out, hey, I totally need this. So with the levels, we'll have a much better time at it on versus Ogo.
Yeah, Zilch is not going to have any issues with Ogo, but Mike is just making very quick work of this Theromis, or Seamus.
I think Sid, also berserked, but has 0 arrows, so Sid will do an impression of low-level Yang.
It's fine. We don't really need extra damage beyond Cecil and Spoonward.
The only real concern is making sure Rosa lives with the nerfs going on. That's fine. The nerf ideally, after the first Big Bang, she tried to do some magic items, usually generating some magic. There's a shake, and then in between that, there's the setting, the doing nothing, but also setting the spell power of Z's Big Bang. And then Big Bang itself. So when you can get in some magic, at least through an item or whatever means, pretty important, especially with when you're doing it with lower levels. That nerf Big Bang pretty important in surviving the Z fight.
Yeah, especially for that Edward. Rosa and Cecil and Sid will probably be just fine surviving an unnerfed Big Bang, but there's no way Edward is going to survive a Big Bang that isn't nerfed. But we have rocks. Can Edward survive rocks?
He dodged the rocks. The music man dodged the rocks.
Amazing.
This is the seed that you dream for.
Yes, Edward is showing his value.
Oh, another set of rocks.
No more rocks. Can Edward dodge these? Yeah.
Wow.
Edward can dodge the rocks.
Oh, that
I believe that is GG's to Mike, who has finished this race in first place with an official time of 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 44 seconds. Get your GGs and shout out to Mike, who will continue moving on in the waning bracket. And also GGs to Zilch, who has forfeited. Is not going to finish this seed out, which is understandable. There's a lot of seed left for him. And we will see about getting folks in here for interviews.
GG's to both runners for playing this. This was a seed. So with lots of twists and turns and decisions made.
Yep. Lots of interesting things. We need to know. There's so many things we need to know about the seed, but we are now joined by mikemike. GG's.
Thank you, Xenocat.
I just first want to shout out that harp check, which ended up being required, and chat is curious how required.
Yeah, I didn't check the key item. Sorry. The spoiler log will probably show where that tower key is.
Yeah, we don't know what the tower key is, and we never saw the Mura altar.
Oh, I keep accidentally fading that.
Yeah, we were concerned, and then we were like, wait, what's the Mura altar boss? That could have been Ruby. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I keep fading Mura when I don't check it on my way down, and I did it again.
Yes, no.
You know what?
Chat
I'm glad that the hook was at Antlion, because I would have faded that too.
What doesn't get faded when you?
Seed said you can't fade Antlion today. No, thank you. But yeah, among other things, chat wanted to know Job Dwarf.
Oh yeah.
No one checks Job Dwarf.
I even went to that town. I told myself I was going to that town. I need to check the Obdorf, and then
no one checked Obdorf.
I was so slow through the hook route feeling anyway.
Oh, you were faster than Zilch.
Yeah, that Magus Sisters.
The Magus Sisters were gross. There was nothing to say. It was just gross.
That I found. Yeah.
Yeah. No. It's about that hook route because no one found mute arrows. No one found rune axes. None of that. It was your defense sword Cecil versus Zilch's mute knife Cecil, hitting for about the same amount of damage.
Oh no.
Yeah,
at that one point, I used all 50 iron arrows that seed.
Yes, that's how the seed was going.
Yep.
Yeah, no, you got through this seed just a little faster, I think, because of that early Eblan loot and that Artemis bow.
Oh yeah, that was so crucial. That
yes.
Artemis bow. Rosa literally carried this. No one else was turning.
Oh yeah, this was the Rosa and Friends show.
Yeah, it felt kind of bad aiming from center slot, but that was the only way.
I mean, that's the only way you're going to get through it, and I mean, you got through it.
I could have reset, unanchored, put Yang in the front row, but I felt like it was going kind of fast at that point. But by the end, she was about 2 rays from me losing.
Yeah, it was getting close.
What a seed! So, thank you, Alchemy, for rolling that one.
Yeah. Any other thoughts about how the rest of that seed played out?
It kind of felt bad. Sorry for the Bjork. It kind of felt bad losing to Ogo there, and then I wasn't sure. I faded Luca and the Rat Tail, which by the time I'd cleared the moon, I was sure led to a bunch of other key items.
Oh, that
was all just haunting me the whole.
That was fortunately for you. The Luca key had nothing. It was a ribbon and not a required boss. The Rat Tail had the Baron key, which was a huge time sink for Zilch because no bosses were there.
Oh, that could have made her break the race, and probably did break the race.
Yeah.
No,
that rat. I mean, skipping that, and then Zilch also did the top of tower check, which led to the Earth Crystal, which was also 2 bosses that were not required, leading to nothing.
Jeez, yeah, that could.
And the Demyst didn't even have anything. Zilch also did the Demyst package, which gave a ninja shirt.
Oh, I did. I kept the Demyst, but I didn't check it.
I was like,
I wanted to prioritize music, but I realized I needed levels. I didn't do a grind.
Yeah, so that's fair.
The giant will be my levels.
Yeah, and that worked until Evil Wall said no.
Right. Even lost Evil Wall with those levels and that power, but
yeah, Evil Wall just cheats and punches really hard.
Yeah. So we didn't get that XP. But no,
that
was a fun seed. If that tower key is behind the Twin Harp, then that's a hard required Mylon Z on the moon, which really makes for some adventure.
That is definitely interesting. We did find out that if you had done the Murasame altar, you would have been able to get underground.
Oh, that's where that was.
Yeah. No clue what the boss was there, but it would have given you underground access.
Oh, so nobody. We still don't know. So Ruby could actually still be behind Mura. Is that correct?
Yes. No. We never saw the Mura altar.
Oh, okay. That would be kind of funny if that's where it was.
Okay. Oh, Zilch has confirmed that the boss was Odin, so Ruby was at the tower key wherever that was. But we will never know. Because I
might
think
check on my own out of curiosity.
Yeah, there's a couple. Actually, the only moon spot that was left was the White Spear, was the Antlion. Because we saw a pink tail in the spoiler log at Masa.
Right, yeah, I noticed that too.
So there's Antlion could have it, Kainazo at Feymarch, and Harp.
Wow.
I think those were the three things that were left in terms of Kia. Oh, and Paeldim at Baron Basement.
Okay.
Those are the checks that were left. So probably buried enough that no one wanted to do it.
Right.
But yeah, you are going to be moving on to the next round in this Red Moon Waning bracket. I have not looked at the bracket well. How are you feeling about moving forward?
It feels good. I think I have Nightdew next, and we know Nightdew is an amazing runner.
That's going to be an exciting race.
I'd better not wipe 3 times like I did in this seed versus Nightdew for sure.
Yeah. The seed was interesting. There was a time for sure. But
I hope you guys had fun watching.
Oh yeah. Unless you have any final thoughts, I think we'll let you, or Deathlike has any questions, I think I'll let you go.
Go ahead, Deathlike.
I just had one quick question. You had made a decision when you found the spoon. Hey, I want a bard, and obviously it paid off. What was? I guess what you want to kind of walk us through the decision there.
Well, that's a great question because I was so torn. Once I saw the spoon, I didn't have a lot of power, but I did just buy 2 cat claws. So who do I drop? If I drop Sid, then I lose back row potential, but I guess I didn't use those arrows that much afterwards. So I was debating. I did want a spoon word for sure because we saw him doing 5k on Z, and that sped up a bunch of fights. But I didn't know who to drop for him. And it felt bad dropping double cat claw Yang because he's also good. But I thought that'd still be an upgrade, so that's just what I went with.
Yeah, that was interesting. I mean, you can only put so many people in the front row, especially with the back row glitch.
Yeah, exactly. This is a back row glitch specifically caused decision point. Yeah, this was pretty neat.
Any other thoughts on this seat? You had it was a fun story to tell in the beginning, just watching through all of that. So.
Yeah, 50 iron arrows in a dream is what I'll call that seed, but nope. That just thanks Deathlike and Xenocat for doing comms, Alchemy for rolling this wild ride, and Warlink doing tracking. And of course, GG's to my opponent Zilch.
GG's again, Warlink. That was certainly an exciting race. Fortunate you faded the right things accidentally, even to get where you need to go.
Indeed.
Yeah. So that was our winner, Mike, who is moving on to round 4 in the Red Moon Waning bracket. We will see whether if Zilch is joining us. Oh, Zilch has joined us, but I believe is still muted. So in the meantime, I will talk about the wonderful races that we have happening later tonight.
Yeah, there's
because
a bunch of
there are so many races and so many restreams. We have, pulling it up here, we have nothing right after this race, but at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we have Solaris versus Possumorpheus. Right here on the Free Enterprise channel, their Game 3. We have Zoe Vermilion versus Beauty and Discovery, all happening at the same time on RPG Limit Break in the Blue Moon Waning bracket. Sorbius versus IB Karma at 8 p.m. Eastern over on Free Enterprise 2. And Rybon versus Pyre, Game 3 at 9 p.m. Eastern on Free Enterprise 3. So lots of exciting matches coming up. But now we are joined by Zilch, unmuted. Thoughts about that seed, Zilch? We cannot hear you if you are talking, Zilch.
Could be possibly some technical problems.
Yeah. We'll see. Well, we may be having some technical issues. We'll see if we can get those worked out. In the meantime, go follow everybody. Give a follow to our runners, our fantastic runners for putting on a great show today. Both Mike and Zilch raced a wonderful race. Shoutouts to the Restream team too. Shoutouts to Alchemy for rolling this majestic seed. Warlink for doing our tracking today, and Deathlike for joining me here in the comms booth.
It was a lot of fun. Certainly a seed, just there are seeds where dumpster fires happen, and you know what? I'm here for those just as well as the jet seeds. There's nothing short of interesting ways the randomizer has decided to roll.
Indeed, but it does look like we are not going to be getting an interview from Zilch due to the technical difficulties, but that's totally fine. Reminder for all those races that I listed earlier, we have an exciting packed set of races starting in just over 2 hours on all of our channels. So look forward to that set of races, and we are going to be sending y'all over to Commander Leonhardt, who is running a Blue Moon Seed. So the flag set for our other tournament that's happening right now, which is the Blue Moon brackets. Reminder, do not spoil the results of this race or details from the race. We have newspapers. We are not afraid to bonk you. And have a great day, everyone. I have been Xenocat, joined here in the booth by Deathlike. Have a great rest of your night.
See you all next seed.